Good evening, YouTube. This is your man George Page. Hey, coming to you live on YouTube. As you know, I'm a fan of movies. I love movies, and there's some actors I follow because they do some great movies, some legendary movies. And yesterday we lost a legend in the motion picture scene, and that's one Max von Sydow. Now, Mr. von Sydow has been around for many years. He started his career about in the early parts of the 50s, and he's been around for a long time. I mean, you've seen him in so many classic movies, like this one right here. He played Ming the Merciless in the 80s classic, what I call it's a cult classic, Flash Gordon, with Sam Jones as Flash Gordon. There's some other actors that was in there, like Timothy Dalton. Also, I think who else was in, quite some of them. Some I might remember, some I might not, but generally it was a great. I mean, he still played. Queen even did the whole soundtrack. Queen, We Will Rock You, and Bohemian Rhapsody. But anyway, Max von Sydow was originally born Carl Adolf von Sydow in Lund, Sweden, the April 10th of 1929. Now he was the son of to Carl Wilhelm, who was a professor at the local college in Sweden, and also his mother, Maria Marguerite, affectionately known called Greta, who was also a teacher. Like many children in Sweden society, Max studied other languages such as notably German, which where his family was originally from Germany, and he follow his German roots. He knew Swedish and also English. Now, at an age, as a younger man, when he was coming up, he served his 2 years with the Swedish Army and was a member of the Quartermaster Corps. Now, he got his name from a star at a flea circus they used to go to. Because you got to think about it. His name is Adolf. His name is Carl Adolf, and you got to remember, and this is post, World War II, and his two names didn't get along. One's Adolf Hitler. I think Adolf was a common name in Germany, but it just really destroyed a lot of, because you don't know Carl, you can't Adolf, and Carl because of Karl Marx. Karl Marx was one of the founders of the Communist Party. So, in Hollywood, like I said before, a lot of actors change their names to something more comfortable. He kept his name von Sydow, but he changed his first name to Max. Anyway, after he did his service with the military, Mr. von Sydow studied at the Royal Dramatic Theatre in Stockholm, Sweden. From 48 to 51, he helped start a theater group. And then he made his film debut in 49, a movie called Only a Mother. Now, through most of his career, he did theater, but he earned acclaim, recognition for his theatrical performances. And in 57, he was offered a job to do. He got cast in a memorable film as a knight in the movie The Seventh Seal. Because of that movie, he was living in Scandinavia, and he was getting several calls from producers in Hollywood because of his work. In '62, he was picked for a role as a villain in the James Bond movie classic Dr. No. Now, also, I can remind you, this thing you got to think about it. He did a couple of James Bond movies. He was also in Dr. No, and also Sean Connery's very last Bond movie, Never Say Never. And you got to think about it. He worked with two Bonds. He worked with Sean Connery in Never Say Never, and he worked with Timothy Dalton in Flash Gordon, because Timothy Dalton was in Flash Gordon in his early career. Now, now let's go on. Now, in '62, to get his start role he got his starting role 62. Now after 62, he got a starting role as Jesus in the '65 classic, The Greatest Story Ever Told. Now they play that about every time on TMC by every, I think, Easter, because Jesus is always, he played Jesus, and that's one of the roles. There's a handful of actors that play Jesus. Him, Daniel Lewis, Jim Caviezel. I think not Daniel Lewis. No, no. William Defoe played Jesus, but there's quite a few actors that played Jesus in their career. Now, by then, his family relocated to Los Angeles, California, where he was getting more work as an actor because of his performances. Now, he was nominated twice for a Golden Globe for movies such as Hawaii, which starred with Julia Roberts, and I think what's it? Charlton Heston. It's a movie about early colonizers to the island of Hawaii. I saw it years ago, and in '66, and also in '73, the horror classic, The Exorcist. Remember, he was the old priest. You see The Exorcist? That's the one with the little girl who spin around, she spits some green pea soup. I saw that movie maybe once or twice in my life. I've never been a big fan of horror movies. Anyway, by the late '80s, by the 70s and '80s, he starred in some notable sci-fi classics, such as I said again, Flash Gordon. He played Ming the Merciless, who was the ruler and leader of the planet Mongo. And he also was in '82. He starred in Conan the Barbarian. He was the old king. Remember, if you ever seen Conan, everybody's seen Conan. I know some of you young cats haven't, but most Conan is a classic. It wasn't Schwarzenegger's first movie, but it was a movie where it got him really put him into as an action star, and he played the old king who sent Conan and his friends go after his daughter. Because you remember the character Velsa Doom, played by James Earl Jones, who kidnapped his daughter. Also, he played in another classic, the David Lynch classic movie Dune, which is based on a book. He even got a Oscar nomination for a Dutch film in '87. He was also in the Woody Allen classic Hannah and Her Sisters. By 2000, he was in two successful box office movies, most notably Minority Report with Tom Cruise and Rush Hour 3 with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. He also played a German-born clergy in the Showtime series The Tudors. Now, that was about Henry VIII, his early years. Now, in 2010, he did two other movies, one with Martin Scorsese, the film adaptation of Shutter Island with Leonardo DiCaprio, and also Ridley Scott's Robin Hood. That's the one with Russell Crowe. Not that great of a Robin Hood movie. I didn't really see it. But, in the same year, he even did voiceover work for the game The Elder Scrolls for the fifth 5 of the Skyrim series. Now, his most notable role was as the Three-Eyed Raven around the 6th season of 2015 of the Games of Thrones. I remember he was the Three-Eyed Raven. He wasn't the original Three-Eyed Raven. It had another actor, but my guess because they wanted somebody more notably, more recognizable, so they switched actors and they had Max von Sydow. I think he did like 4 or 5 episodes where they killed him off. We got killed by the Night King. Now, before that, after that, he was living in France with his wife, and he passed away yesterday. Well, probably like March the 8th. As France is a different time level from America, so he probably died, depending, maybe maybe early that day, because French is like, I think it's like 6 or 7 hours different from America. But he was married. He had his first wife. They had 2 sons, and 2 of his sons starred in that movie Hawaii with him. And then he had a second wife, and she had 2 kids, and he adopted them. But like I said, he's a legend. I mean, he's one of these guys. You hear his voice. He has that deep voice. He just very heavy European accent. And he's just that great character actor. He's been in dozens of other movies. A lot of movies that some of you young cats don't watch. Most of you who grew up, my guess, if you were born in the '90s, you're gonna remember him from Minority Report and from Rush Hours and also Games of Thrones. But if you came like me in the '80s, you're gonna remember him from Exorcist, Conan Barbarian, just a long list of, stuff he did, and some stuff that's not that big profile. He did quite a few movies. He's a good actor. But like I say, it's just hard when you lose a legend, and it's just, he can never be replaced. So, rest in peace, Mr. Van Sydow, and, we hope to see that